Right now at 6, cannabis crackdown. Concerns from officials about packaging that looks like popular snacks.
We want to know why were you guys selling Delta 8 products that were targeting kids?
The warning to parents to keep their eyes peeled tonight. Plus, a fatal hit-and-run suspect in court.
Stopped being an accident when the defendant left the scene.
The impact still felt on a local college campus.
Records could be going down. We've got some big warmth on the way. We'll talk about the numbers coming up.
And calls to make pizza the state food on National Pizza Day.
It's part of my blood. It's part of their family's blood.
A showdown in the Elm City for the title of Best Slice. Plus, the pick is in. One Seal has a hot tip for those placing bets on Super Bowl 57.
The Super Bowl is just days away. Sports bar and restaurants are taking advantage of every second they have as they prepare for one of the busiest days of the year for them. That's coming up on Fox 61 News.
Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here in the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. We begin tonight with a bombshell announcement from the state attorney general's office.
Dozens of retailers were caught in an undercover investigation selling illegal products that target children. Fox 61's Matt Caron beginning our newscast live in East Hartford to explain what comes next. Matt.
Yeah, that's right. Behind me right now is Smokers Paradise in East Hartford. It is one of 5 retailers being sued by the state of Connecticut for the most egregious violations related to the sale of Delta 8 THC products targeting children, which the AG says can pose a risk of poisoning, overdose, and even death.
These products are everywhere.
Mimicking popular snack brands from Cocoa Pebbles and Lifesavers to Rice Krispies and Skittles.
We have reason to believe that kids are buying them.
These Delta 8 THC products are potent, laced with chemicals, and illegal.
Did you know that they were illegal?
I don't know.
From the AZ Smoke Shop and Wireless to the Manchester Mini Mart.
I'm Matt. I'm with Fox 61. We just wanted to stop in and ask you guys why you were selling Delta 8 products that targeted kids.
Sir, I have no idea, sir. I'm just working here.
Nobody wanted to answer our questions, but they'll have to answer in court. The state has sued these 5 violators and has sent this warning letter to the state's 2,000 vape retailers.
We want them to take these products off their shelves right away.
Delta 8 is a specific type of THC derived from hemp, not marijuana. Bad actors use chemicals to boost its potency.
We're talking about cartels. We're talking about drug dealers. We're talking about people who are just, want to get rich quick and don't really care what's in these products.
And while anything over 0.3% is illegal to be sold by an unlicensed retailer under state law, a sloppily written 2018 Farm Bill left a loophole.
We really need to see federal action to back up what Attorney General Tong is doing, because they're working on the new Farm Bill right now here in 2023. And so we need federal action to close the loophole and ban all Delta 8 THC products.
And so if you're a parent, you may want to consider having this important conversation with your children. And you may be wondering what comes of all of this. What is next? Well, the Attorney General told me that these retailers in violation could face fines or civil penalties, but also may face arrest and criminal charges. We're live here in East Hartford. Matt Caron, Fox 61 News.
All right. Thank you, Matt. New tonight, a Waterbury lieutenant charged for carrying a gun while under the influence. Today, David Balness turned himself into Waterbury police. Back in October, Balness crashed his car after veering off the road. He was taken to the hospital and was charged with driving under the influence. He was off duty at the time. The additional charge was based on a review by the Waterbury State's Attorney's Office. He's currently on administrative leave as an investigation continues. He's due back in court at the end of the month. New Haven police have charged 45-year-old Ronald Little with the murder of Michael Wint. Wint was killed while sitting in a car on Whaley Avenue January 21st. Fox 61 New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc joining us now live from the scene with an update tonight. Julia.
Hi, good evening to you. Police say Wint was sitting in a car in this parking lot on Whaley Ave when there was an exchange of gunfire and somebody shot and killed him. Now, police believe that person was Ronald Little, so they've charged him with his murder. They made that announcement today, and also at that announcement was Wint's family, now just desperate for change.
All children should be able to grow up in a comfortable, safe place. And I just thank the New Haven Police Department for what they've done.
New Haven police have arrested 45-year-old Ronald Little for the murder of 33-year-old Michael Wint.
We got to get these guns off the street. Kids are scared to go to school today.
Wint's family heartbroken by the loss of their son, grandson, and nephew. Wint leaves behind 2 boys, a 9-year-old and a 3-year-old. The family says Little's arrest does bring some justice.
It doesn't change things, but it does bring some healing or some comfort to the family.
Police say it all happened on January 21st around 1 a.m. That's when they say Wint was sitting in a car in this parking lot at 296 Whaley Ave when Little may have recognized him and shot him. There was an exchange of gunfire and Little was shot too. Police heard it all from across the street.
They ran across the street and were able to prevent any more injury or loss of life by responding so quickly.
Wint was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Moments later, Little showed up to the hospital too. Eventually, detectives found surveillance video capturing the whole thing on camera. Soon, they had a warrant out for Little's arrest.
There were weapons recovered, which helped, and then just good old detective work.
I want to take time to thank the New Haven Police Department as well for working so swiftly finding the person who murdered my son. Although it cannot bring him back, and my heart is still heavy for this.
Now, police tell us Little is still getting medical treatment right now for his gunshot wounds, but he is under police custody, and he does have a record. He has been convicted of resisting arrest and breach of peace, plus he has a lot of pending charges out of West Haven. We're live in New Haven tonight. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
All right, Julia, thank you very much. We have a Fox follow-up tonight. The wheels of justice in motion after a Trinity College student was struck and killed steps from campus last March. Today, a lifelong Hartford resident faced a judge on a host of charges. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez live outside of Hartford Superior Court to explain why the arrest took nearly a year. Samaya.
Yeah, Jen, you'll recall there were 3 students that were hit that day. 2 of them recovered. 20-year-old Jillian Hagerty did not. Now, police did find that car the next day, but it took months and months of forensic analysis before they made this arrest. Lifelong Hartford resident and Weaver High grad Karanja Thomas tried to hide his face from cameras inside Hartford Superior Court Thursday, where he was arraigned on a slew of charges, including negligent homicide and evading responsibility, the night of March 31st, when 3 students were hit by a Volkswagen steps from Trinity College. 2 young women recovered, but 20-year-old Jillian Hagerty never made it back to campus.
The warrant is notably absent regarding whether or not these people were in a crosswalk.
It may have been an accident, but it stopped being an accident when the defendant left the scene of the accident, leaving 3 people that were injured, and then stopping to check the car instead of stopping to check and see if these individuals were okay.
According to the arrest warrant, a VW vanity plate was left behind. Video evidence appears to show the car stopped shortly after impact, assess car damage, and drive to New Haven, where it was seized by Hartford police, who spent months analyzing evidence that led them to Thomas.
It was forensics based, so there was DNA that needed to be collected, analyzed. Our crime scene division were relentless.
Hagerty came to Trinity by way of St. Johnsbury Academy in Vermont. Its headmaster said Thursday, this news is incredibly raw and emotionally charged for Jillian's family and loved ones. And I hope that as the justice process unfolds, all will respect their privacy and give them the space they deserve to make sense of it. The judge raised bail for Thomas from $300,000 to $750,000. He's due back in court in 2 weeks. We're live in Hartford. Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61 News.
All right, Samaya, thank you very much. Time for a check on the weather now, and it's going to be a warm one out there this weekend.
Following this week, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now. Hi, Rach.
Hi, yes, guys. So we're talking about challenging records yet again during the day tomorrow, something that we are no stranger to this winter. The record high temperature for the Hartford area goes back to 1909, and I think that we're going to shatter it tomorrow. We're also going to get close to the record in Bridgeport, which just speaks volumes as to the context of how warm it will truly be. Right now, we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, and it did feel cooler outside today, but you have to remember we're still about 10 degrees above average for this time of year. Chance for a shower later tonight, especially with this band you see moving through eastern Pennsylvania. Tonight, temperatures will head up, not down, so there's no concern for icing. And by daybreak tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures starting around 40 degrees. We soar through the 50s, and it's a mild night too. Lots of sunshine to go along with those warmer temperatures, but it will be a bit windy with gusts up to around 30 miles per hour, maybe even 40 for some of the higher elevations. We'll talk about the weekend changes and your Super Bowl Sunday forecast coming up.
Okay, Rachel, thank you very much. We have an alert for Old Lyme residents today, a boil water advisory in effect for some neighborhoods. Customers in the Pointo Woods and Oak Ridge Drive neighborhoods are asked to boil water because of a pump issue that caused low pressure in the water system. Residents should boil tap water before drinking it or using it for cooking. Officials expect to have an update in the next 48 hours and will contact residents when the water is safe to consume once again. But we are learning that the driver that drove a truck off the I-91 overpass landing on Route 75 this morning has died. That truck dangling on cables from the traffic light on Route 75. Police say the driver was driving on 91 northbound on the exit 38 off-ramp when the driver lost control of the truck, hit the concrete barrier, then drove over the overpass onto Pequannock Avenue. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. The person's identity has not yet been released. That crash remains under investigation.